How familiar are you with the British Conservative
not
Party?
really. I mean, what do I know about geopolitics? You're talking about I could barely pick out Ukraine on a map. Now I can, but I'm saying I don't know that much about the British Conservative Party.
Well,
but they're not very conservative, I'm guessing.
That's very true. Obviously, they're not very conservative, but they're also deeply embarrassing as individual humans.
Yeah.
And I thought we'd go through a bit of it.
Well, but let me tell you this, Carl. I want to make this point, and I say this a lot. This is a joke that I always say, but guys, idolizing a politician is like thinking the stripper actually likes you. The stripper doesn't like you, and the politicians do not care about us. On both sides, they're cringe. The left wing and the right wing, they're both on the same dysfunctional bird, and I think that bird is headed to a plate glass window for sudden death.
At least we'll be able to eat it. Anyway, so before we begin, if you want to support us, go over to sign up at lotus.com and watch this premium hangout we did about Andrew Bridgen, who recently got kicked out of the Conservative Party for saying the Holocaust was bad.
Wait, what? Well, he didn't say it was bad enough?
No, he had the temerity to compare something that happened that we're not allowed to talk about to the Holocaust. And they were like, wow, that's anti-Semitic. And he was like, what? No, I'm saying the Holocaust is bad. And they're like, you're out of this party, buddy.
Wow.
No, he was quoting an Israeli doctor who said that, actually. And they were like, no, that's definitely anti-Semitism.
And they kicked him out of the Conservative Party.
He is now an independent MP in the parliament now.
Wow.
So
don't get me started on anti-Semitism because listen, my last name's Stein. I'm actually not a Jew. Everybody thinks I'm a Jew, but my point is everything in the country. Kanye West saying Hitler is bad. Obviously, Hitler sucks. I'm not a pro-Hitler guy at all. I think that's obvious.
Controversial opinion from Alex.
Yeah, exactly. But my point is that this is what I hate, though, Carl. Is that Kanye West, he can act crazy or do all this. But then they prove him right when they take away all of his bank accounts and they kick him off all the platforms. So you're like, okay, obviously I don't agree with his opinion on that, but obviously I do agree with his opinion that he's not allowed to say it in a country where we're supposed to have free speech. So I don't know, it kind of puts you in this weird, for me, the Holocaust is the worst thing ever. Hitler's the worst thing ever. End of story. I don't want to no more comment.
Nobody made you say that.
I know, but I'm just saying, you know how it is. He gets kicked out of the party for saying that it's bad. You can't say that it's bad enough. Literally, I'm serious. Carl, the fastest way to get canceled in this world is to say that 5,999,000 Jewish people died in the Holocaust.
I don't have the exact numbers.
Well, exactly. I don't either. But I mean, I'm just saying, if you do not quote the exact number right, you get canceled.
Yeah.
And so, listen, obviously it's the worst event in human history. I'm just saying it's weird that in this world, if you don't even say that it's bad enough, you get canceled.
You're certainly not allowed to compare certain mandatory programs to anything
that.
like that. Anyway, moving on, right? So let's talk about British Conservatives. So quote unquote Conservatives. So Rishi Sunak is the current Prime Minister, and I'm going to play you part of his New Year's speech. I just want you to give me your impression of Rishi Sunak and his speech. Let's watch.
2022 was tough. Just as we recovered from an unprecedented global pandemic, Russia launched a barbaric and illegal invasion across Ukraine. This has had a profound economic impact around the world, which the UK is not immune to. Now, I know many of you have felt that impact at home. That's why this government has taken difficult but fair decisions to get borrowing and debt under control. Mm-hmm. And it's because of those decisions that we've been able to help the most vulnerable with the rising cost of energy bills.
What do you think of that, man?
Well, I don't know. So I was talking with Sean, who's kind of my English handler. He said that...
Sean's Irish, but okay.
Oh, yeah, excuse me. But in England, he is. I'm Irish. I know they took me to an Irish pub. I know. Sorry. Guys, Carl's fact-checking me live on the show.
You're welcome, Sean.
You're welcome, Sean. Sorry about that. My point is, though, but doesn't... we get, in the UK, you guys get your power from what, Scandinavia and from...
we get a lot of our gas from Norway.
It's from Norway. Yeah. So you're not like Germany getting all it from Russia.
No, we're not
totally
that
screwed.
Bad, no.
And then, but you have the German Ministry of Defense woman, or whatever her proper title was, saying that she wants to go to war with the country that they get all of their energy from. It just sounds so counterproductive.
Yeah, it was retarded.
Yeah, exactly right.
And when Trump was like, "Look, that's retarded," they were like, "Ha ha ha!"
They laughed right in his face.
They literally laughed in his face.
That would never happen.
We're Germans. We know better than you. How do you?
Yeah.
Anyway, the point about Rishi, though, if you notice that there's something really weird about him. He's got a very high-pitched voice. He's very softly spoken. He seems like a man who's never been punched in the face.
No, never.
Which kind of makes me want to punch him in the face, just so he's got that life experience.
And he's a World Economic Forum lover.
Yeah.
So
and he wasn't elected either. He tried to become the leader of the party multiple times, and people voted for a literal potato in the form of Liz Truss over him.
And she stepped down, so why did he get to? Because he had the second most votes?
Because well, that's literally because he was the only other guy
that wanted to even.
And so, well, it seems to be some sort of deep state in the Conservative Party.
100%,
boom, right? There's no doubt he was definitely selected, but look at the way he's presenting himself. Look who do you think his target audience with that was? Right, let's watch this next one and just think when you're watching it, who's the target audience for this?
Hi, one of my New Year's promises to you was to grow the economy, and today we're announcing the second round of allocations from our Levelling Up Fund, and that's about investing in local areas in order to create jobs and help deliver on that promise to boost growth.
So, I mean,
is he talking to an adult?
Yeah, I don't know who he's talking. I don't even really know who. I mean, is he talking to businesses? He's talking to people. I don't know who's even benefiting from the allocations that he's talking about.
But it doesn't even matter the content. But look at the way he's talking to you. Like, can we play it again, John? Just that
but
one.
all of these politicians talk like that. They explain. If you listen to Kamala Harris, I mean, Joe Biden, the stuff that his son is doing, Hunter,
One of my New Year's promises to you was to grow the economy, and today we're announcing the second round of allocations from our Levelling Up Fund, and that's about investing in local areas in order to create jobs and help deliver on that promise to boost growth.
He sounds like a cheating boyfriend.
Yeah, I mean, dude, have you heard Kamala Harris speak though?
She's.
I'm saying it's kind of similar. It's it's like this, like kind of soft spoken, like they're talking to a person that's really dull.
Yeah,
you know?
really, really patronizing and really forced and fake. You can tell there's no authenticity.
Oh, and this took him 5 takes. I know this. This wasn't one take. And then he also got he got
in trouble for this.
He got a ticket. But what's also funny about this is that they're filming in the car and he's wearing the wireless mic. Like they would have got the audio fine on a freaking iPhone this close. But I get the production value. Good for you. But this is just another politician baby explaining. They call it mansplaining. This is like talking to us like we're little children.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. But yeah, you are right. He got fined for not wearing a seatbelt, which was a big deal, actually. Everyone made a huge deal out of this. The fine was up to £500. Rishi Sunak is worth £750 million. It's hardly important. And then, the scum blogs were just like, yeah, but look, here's his opposition, not wearing a seatbelt 20 years ago. I don't care. I don't care at all. We are literally ruled by people who think that we have the intellects of children, and this is the response. Okay.
Well, do you know why they do this? Because it's meant to distract us. It's meant to, I mean, this is, there's probably, Rishi is probably doing terrible stuff behind our back, probably selling out the British people to,
probably about
I mean, it is. I'm just saying, selling, some people out to the globalists. But they distract us. They're going to say, oh, well, we gave him a $500 ticket for not wearing a seatbelt. Yeah. We're fair on everybody. We call them out. You're like,
justice served.
Yeah, justice, hot justice served. No prime minister is going to ride in a car without a seatbelt. You're like, he's selling us out. He's giving away our freedom. He's making our lives hell. Call out that. Yeah. Don't call out the crap that nobody cares about. Nobody cares if he wore a seatbelt. He's being escorted in a perfectly nice car. Nobody cares about that. But they make that a big deal.
And the thing is, it's probably that the people handling him are like, right, don't wear your seatbelt. Don't wear your seatbelt. We've got this.
You think this was planned?
Maybe. Who knows?
Well, I mean, why not? It's weird that he had the mic. That's exactly. Something about this seems really. Yeah. It seemed kind of like high production for such a low production type video.
Exactly. Why? Because if it was just a little selfie or something he was doing while he was going along, okay, fair enough. But why take off the seatbelt? Why? It's like we can craft the narrative, but who knows? I don't know that this was planned, and maybe that's giving the Conservatives way more credit than they deserve. But anyway, let's watch the next clip, which is just, I hate this.
People often ask me what levelling up means. Now, to me, it means strong communities and safer streets, investing in local areas to drive growth and create jobs, and ensuring people feel enormous pride in the places they call home. But more than words, levelling up will be defined by action. And that's exactly what this government is doing today. Take a look.
Boosting growth.
he's like an extra from Love Actually.
He is kind of. He does kind of seem like he's out of like a love movie or some romance movie. But this is the thing. I actually kind of like the term leveling up because this is what I noticed is that I use the term NPC a lot. That means non-playable character. Mm-hmm. And when I spoke, kind of why I went viral when I started kind of blowing up is I would go and I would speak at city council meetings and I'd often speak serious at the beginning. And they looked at me like I was an idiot. Then when I went crazy, I started to get their attention. But the idea of like NPCs, non-playable characters in the video game of life, I kind of do vibe with that terminology. I know that sounds weird. I don't know the way he's using it, I don't know if it's correct, but you can almost describe everybody like he's an NPC talking about leveling up. It's like he is the video game. He kind of is all of the stuff that I'm talking about. It's kind of weird. It's just weird that he's using video game terminology when I would consider him an NPC. So I would use that same video game terminology to describe him.
Well, what's interesting is the country basically, and this is on both the left and the right, were like, hang on a second, I've heard this tone of voice before. This is the tone of voice that the children's bedtime story reader uses when presenting the story to the kids. And I've got kids, and so I have to watch this goddamn bedtime story every single day. And they're exactly right. He's talking to us like we are children being prepared for bed.
Exactly
and
right.
It's like, God, I hate this so much.
Now, and that's how they do. They talk to us, and we've made this point, but they talk to us like we're stupid. And really, I don't blame them because as human beings, we are stupid. I mean, you have people that are. I mean, we're really not. I'm not even that smart, and I figured out a lot more than other people. So it's just it just shows you that maybe they're kind of right.
That's the thing, isn't it? The concern is that this is actually going to work. The average person just sees this Rishi Sunak thing, gets talked to like they're a child, and is like, well, at least he's the dad and he's got it in hand. Like, God, who knows?
And I'll give him this. He is multicultural. He's handsome man. He's he's not 100 years old. Like I'm saying, I can see why he'd be kind of hip and likable. But he's once again he's an NPC.
He's really not hip, and he's not.
Well, I know he's a dork. What I'm saying is like I guess he's presentable. He fits. Like, he's presentable. Like my point is on the left. Like they always say, the white patriarchy. Then you put an 80-year-old Joe Biden, and then but they really want the multicultural Kamala Harris, and now they're saying that Gavin Newsom might be, he's basically the
the American psycho.
Yeah, well, and he's basically the forerunner. He's a lot of people are predicting that he will be the nominee for the Democratic Party, which I actually kind of tend to agree to. And he's just another white, patriarchal,
Sure, but specifically in the case of Gavin Newsom, I mean, he looks like if he found a kitten in the road, he'd eat it.
Oh, yeah, he'd
just bite its head off. He's a psycho.
He slept when he was mayor of San Francisco. I mean, his number one staffer, I forget what the guy was called, he was sleeping with his wife, his best friend. And this all came out. He had to apologize. So you can pull that up. I'm saying Gavin Newsom apologizes for sleeping with, I don't think it was his campaign manager. It was something even more important than that. It was like literally like his right-hand man in the mayor's office. These
people have no compunction.
If you're going to sleep with your coworker's wife, I mean, you're a scumbag. You're scum of the earth.
I mean, let me introduce you to, that was the Prime Minister. So that's the embarrassment that's our Prime Minister. Let me introduce you to the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Jeremy Hunt, who is very much a normal human person. Let's watch.
Hi, can I get a flat white, please? While my coffee is being made, let me tell you what we're doing to halve inflation. I'm afraid coffee is getting more expensive. A year ago, it would have been around £2.50, but now it's gone up to nearly £3 a cup. And the price of the weekly shop, if you look at food prices, has gone up by about 16%. And for the poorest families, the things they typically buy have gone up by even more. The Bank of England's inflation target is 2%, but currently inflation is about 10%. That means more expensive food, fuel, it means unemployment going up.
These are the people who are literally selling out our country and they're talking to you like you're an effing idiot.
Yeah, it's like, do something about it, bud. You're the one in charge. You're you're trying to be, I'm the man of the people. I'm here in a little coffee shop sitting at the table. It's like, no, make the coffee cheaper. You're the one that's in charge, not us. I mean, give me a break.
Hello, fellow humans, as you buy your coffees.
And that seems expensive. Is that the average price? $2.50? I mean, £2.56.
I don't actually drink coffee. But
I'm not a huge coffee drinker. That seems kind of high. But listen, it doesn't matter. It just talks about what they think of us, and they think we're all idiots. And like I just said earlier, they might not be wrong.
Yeah, and these are the least weird of the Conservatives. There are other Conservatives who are really peculiar, like the Secretary of State for Health and Social Care. You can see that this comes from a compilation of just his strange moments, and this is just one of the strangest moments. Let's watch. His first ever time seeing.
Parliamentary candidate for Warrington North for the Conservative Party. It's been absolutely fantastic being here this morning with Matt Hancock. My second visit this week, actually, seeing some of the amazing work that the staff are doing here at the
That's
hospital.
not the girl Matt made out with, right? He made out
incredible
with
circumstances, really. We've
But you can see, why is he standing so close? Does he have an erection?
I know, his
Like, what
pants
the-
look weird. That does look weird.
Like, what is wrong with this guy?
I mean, they're awkward. They're really weird, awkward people. They're probably all reptiles. I don't know. I mean,
Well,
that's
that's it.
I mean,
That's it. They're probably all reptiles. I've come to that conclusion. I can't see how they're not. But
because they don't have the social skills. You know, they're not like relaxed. They're not. These are high, powerful people. You think that they would have, you know, I don't know, some. Like, I guess I shouldn't have called Rishi
personalities.
hip. Yeah, but I'm saying, you know, a way to communicate and be charismatic,
Yeah.
likable. You think that would just be mandatory?
leadership qualities.
Yeah,
That's,
exactly right,
You know,
yes.
they're the party in charge of the country. They've been in charge for 12 years. All these people are in government, and they're freaks. It's like brilliant. But anyway, right. So let's quickly move on to the plan that the Conservatives have to win the next election. Start attacking the opponents. Do you think that's a good idea? Do you think maybe they should be like, hey, we're better than our opponents? Because the Prime Minister's Chief of Staff has instructed government advisors to come up with at least one attack line per week against Labour. Think of the intensity of American politics.
Yeah, but this is political theater. That's why they want to seem like.
Sure. But like, imagine a party so incompetent that they're like, look, could you at least just once a week explain why your opponent is wrong, please? Could just once a week.
Yeah.
Just once.
Just one time.
All
know.
of you, your homework is for this week, find a reason you disagree with the Labour Party.
And it's that because they agree with them that much, it's that hard for them to even find, you know, that many things to attack them on because they're so in lockstep.
Yes, that's
Wow.
exactly why. In fact, we've got a really great example of that from Stephen Edgington, who discovered, if you can go to the next one, that Tory parliamentary candidates are being given by the Conservative Party headquarters on, quote, white resentment, unconscious bias, gender identities, microaggressions, and much more. And this is despite the ministers having banned all of these things for civil servants. So the Conservative Party is literally propagandizing their own candidates into leftist ideology.
Well, you know, to be honest, I kind of, you know, in America, a big thing is CRT, and I actually...
Oh, that's what this
yeah,
is, yeah.
Yeah, I just got fired. I was a substitute teacher, and I was teaching the kids CRT, and I made some white kids pick cotton, and they fired me for that. 'Cause
You're
I was
joking.
No, and they fired me. Yeah, of course I'm joking. But I'm saying that's literally what these people are... You know, that's like the type of the, you know, leadership plan that they want
Yeah.
with the CRT. They make you feel guilty for just existing. Listen, I never owned a slave. You never owned a slave, but they still want to make you feel guilty. That's what I love. In San Francisco, they want to give $5 million reparations to the citizens. And I said, go ahead, because there's only like 11 black people that live in San Francisco anyway, so they can afford to do it there. But my point is people are going to get paid for something that they weren't a part of, and I had no hand in.
Yeah.
And they're going to try to make me feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
What I love is that there are going to be a bunch of sort of Polish and Eastern Europeans who moved to the United States at the beginning of the 20th century, and they were like, you got white skin, right? You're a slave owner.
Yeah.
You're like, what? Hand over those taxes.
Yeah, and that's really what it is. And then, you know, in South Africa, when they took over all the white farmland.
That went great, didn't
That
it?
went
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
And
it's
then all the
just so
crops
great.
died.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
had to give. I mean, it's just all of this social justice. And
Zimbabwe.
like I said, I don't want to be unjust. I would like something to be, but that's not based in reality. That's just not how it's going to work.
Would you like an example of the unconscious bias that they were calling out in these training sessions? Before I give you that, right? So they were saying that, look, the lessons refer to microaggressions, such as asking a black colleague, why does your hair not look like ours? What adult has ever done that?
And nobody says that. I mean, maybe a 7-year-old. And
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Exactly. If the Conservative Party is actually run by preschoolers, which it might be, given all of the propaganda they give us, are you able to sit out in the sun as long without any sun cream?
I mean, dude, nobody really asks.
Nobody
this.
asks that.
I mean, nobody does.
Nobody
this.
asks that, right? Another one case study offers an example. I'd prefer you not to shorten my name. It means God's gift, and my parents named me for a very specific reason. I've actually done you a favor and already shortened it. It's, and I can't pronounce this, Oni Inyi Chukoyu, and can you please call me Oni Yi? And it's like, what? Why are you doing this? You're meant to be the Conservative Party, and you've got literally critical race theory woke BS being propagandized to your parliamentary candidates. Like, no wonder they're like, could you find a way of attacking the Labour Party once a week, please? No, not really, because you've been indoctrinated into being a Labour Party member.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, if this
It's
is, if this is what they're
Can
talking
you imagine
about.
if this are the Republicans in America?
Yeah, but the Republicans are
Chris
kind of like
Rufo would
that,
say?
though. I mean, the Republicans are becoming,
Oh, yeah.
basically. I mean, they're all, I really look at January 6th too, and it was not a good thing. I'm not saying that, but the election was the most fair election of all time. Joe Biden's the most popular president. I just want to say that for YouTube, it was the best election, the most accurate election ever. But there's some people that felt, kind of weird about it, and they went and they stormed the Capitol, this and that. But the conservatives, the people, all of those are their constituents, and they've just sold them out. They've done nothing. They've let them run this January 6th committee. They've just, basically, my point is they give us the illusion, we're so conservative. There's very few people that are actually say what they really are.
If you appreciated that segment from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content we have on the site, such as the economic series, this one on debt and deficits. If you'd like to find out what else we're putting out, you can follow us on Getter at lotuseaters_com on Getter. Thank you and goodbye.